Alright, hey there, E here, and we are back with more Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, though quite a bit later than usual. Really losing my sense of timing in this, isn't I? Alright. But regardless, we are back with this. So, last time we didn't make too much in the way of main story progression. We spent a lot of our time just traveling around, flying from point to point, investigating all the systems we hadn't searched yet. Didn't get a whole lot out of it, at least for now. Maybe it'll become relevant later, but yeah, what we searched last time, not a whole lot came up. Yeah, I spent a lot of time searching, spent some time fighting different fleet battles, and a whole lot of daemonic invasions, which, speaking of, I believe we are in the middle of one right now. So yeah, plan for today is, well, finish up this little attack, have one more system to investigate, I think, not even a full investigation, and then yeah, it's off to Dargonus to deal with the quest we have there, and essentially main quest progression. Side questing wise, it's just dealing with Jai's and Solomon's business. And then it's off to main quest issues with getting Gamma recognized as the rogue trader. And probably making sure that everyone knows that Kunrad Voitvir is a traitor. So for now, let's go ahead and get these demons killed. And really, where are our servitors? We completed a destruction project on one of our worlds, which is supposed to give us servitors. They are not here. Oh, is this the Slanesh one? This one was kind of annoying. Yeah, the Slanesh one is annoying.
Patience.
It's annoying because they're spread out. Oh. Not Slanesh, Zinch. But it is the engine room that is annoying to fight through. Yeah, because you have this machine here that's right in the middle, blocking off so many things. And then you have just all the enemies back here on a platform over here. So yeah, one of the more annoying environments for our battles. Okay, blue horrors over there. Probably do what we did with the Slanesh one. Use Cassia's ability, Scourge of the Red Tide, drop it up here, kill the enemies as they pop up, and then send everyone else over on this side to eliminate the enemy.
Join me in prayer. What torments you?
Color the uncolored.
In the shadows of the Imperium's ignorance, my genius blossoms. Oh, how they fear the brilliance that eludes their narrow vision.
Yes.
A wicked thought.
I just on a range.
Galaxy.
I am your shadow.
The stars are my canvas. And anarchy is
There
my
you go.
brush.
Oh, looks like this time around, they actually have range units. Okay, well, Airlight can deal with them. Much of blue horrors. So they shouldn't be that much of an issue. None of the pink ones. Yeah, they do tend to go first, and really, Cassia's going last. And that is no good. there, let Chief run this side. Make sure he has you on the psychers. Oh, okay, you're hitting down.
Aim for the heart next time.
Really not doing a whole lot of damage, are you? Barely.
Just designate a target.
Well, we have ways to deal with that.
I understand your intent. I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
We're up to 57. That's a bit annoying. Oh, that was the wrong one.
I am not your sea ancestors guide me.
There we go. Probably should have done that one first.
I understand your intent.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Where did the other one go? There were 3 of them up here. Oh, there you are, right there.
Doubt is for the weak.
Do not need to do the controlled shots.
I'll do it.
Yeah, the burst fire on that seems a little bit lower than what it says it should be. Okay, but apparently 10 shots fired, 1 shot hit. That is such a poor accuracy.
A genius at work. Oh, a wicked
No need to do
thought.
that.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
And they're probably gonna come up this way.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Gonna block that.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
What?
Yeah, can I use any of her abilities?
Trust me. The shadows will see it done. I will leave footprints of scarlet.
Don't miss.
The other
Good.
side awaits. Trust me. Caught by the web. Let your soul be purged.
Also, never give her a better sword, huh?
I shall not fail. Trust me. Death is a blessing.
Low momentum.
Nope, okay, they're running the other way. And it gets us fine. See, this side's kind of empty. We're going to send Glato after the other guy.
Leto, we're undertaking this task. One of us
Send
will
back
be
to that
enough.
psyker.
Accepted. Target eliminated.
That's the, no, that guy's just going to fire on us from there. So we do actually have to get rid of him.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
Okay, that works. And where are these guys? No. Oh, there's so much back there.
Low momentum.
If I may, isn't this a job for the serfs?
Good work, Leto.
I am not your Xenos pet, monkey. This tedium is beneath me. I am not your... I hear you moving. No more.
Okay, that's enough of the range. Well, the long range.
That is beneath.
Okay, very limited range over there. Oh, we can go up here in front door though.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
Right, that's quite a bit of damage.
I will endure.
Step by step, I lead.
You can't really move. We need to get you a kick or something.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
That's fine. It'll burn to death on its own and waste a death one above. So what's wrong with you? Immobilized? How'd you get immobilized? I guess put him on standby.
Hold the formation. Rejected.
Let's see, where are they at right now? One there. 3 there. Oh yeah, then the one that's on the floor right now. Yes, pull them into the fire.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. Do not dare ask. Me?
Not
If you
quite.
insist, Lord Captain. That is foolishness.
This one is viewable. Yeah, this one. Alright, gonna get rid of you.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
Oh. Okay, she still hit. But almost forgot to do the boost.
They're fine.
Shouldn't you be dead?
Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Oh hey, no more trauma.
Through the smoke and gunfire. Schemes within schemes.
Make use of you. Not sure how though.
A wicked thought.
Emperor, give me
Alright,
strength.
2 left.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
A dance of blades and shadows.
Those guys are a little too close.
Caught by the web. Come, the other side awaits. I cannot serve you in this way. The shadows will see it done. Trust me. My blade whispers your name. As the tenants demand.
Moving into position.
Yeah, not over range.
Glato, we're undertaking this task.
Almost.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
I'll take it as a priority.
Can I make you do that one?
The
To do the apprehend. Oh, this works. Alright, looks like that's it. Yes, it is. Can move on.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
No, then we were heading up here for a reason. Right at the crossroads, there's a rumor around here. That's what we're doing. The only 5%. Yes, you're past the warp brief. I really wish there's an easy way to change your retinue. I mean, like, it already is pretty easy, but, like, I mean, changing it just for these events. It'd actually be nicer if they just automatically took into account the people not in your active retinue. Okay, so was this the thing we're supposed to be looking for? According to ancient chronicles and maps handed to you by the Pilgrim, this icy planet used to be a prosperous imperial colony. However, a sharp change in its trajectory, brought upon by the warp anomaly raging in the system, caused the world to distance itself from the local star. In less than a decade, the planet's surface was completely encased in ice, sealing a wealth of machines and artifacts of the Imperium inside a glacial tomb. Hey there, Saranic. Use augers to scan the planet. We are here to loot. Really, why is the internet so bad now? Alright, give it a moment. Okay, it seems like it's stabilized right now. Alright, it's looking stable for now. Let's see, where was I? Mengles Hanaman made a logical statement. Unverified information received from a nameless individual is likely to prove false. However, the factual evidence pointing at the authenticity of the ancient documents allows one to assume the rogue trader's augurs are not powerful enough to perform a more thorough scanning of the frozen world. Really? Skill issue? Okay, so another world we have to come back to later. Okay, so we have the magnetic storm and this icy world we have to come back to later. Oh, that's simple enough. As long as we actually remember. Anyways, on to Dargonus and the final world of our wings. Oh, this is going to be quite terrible. Yeah, I may as well lower it. Try to anyways. Master Helmsman, Lord Captain. Master Helmsman on the line. I can report that the quest for the capital world of the Nuisances dynasty is finally at an end. Dargonus is straight ahead. We have received countless greetings. Your subjects would like to know when their mistress will be arriving. Oh, and it is Dargonus, not Dragonus. I've been calling it Dragonus, have I? No, okay, I've been calling it Dargonus. Yeah, I've been calling it the wrong thing. The merchant captain seeking refuge in the orbital docks of Dargonus race to send you priceless welcoming gifts, hoping to buy your favor and to make an impression on the rogue trader. Hooray for bribes. Tell Dargonus the rogue trader is coming home. It will be done, Lord Captain. Heinrichs. After the connection to the Master Huntsman is cut, the device crackles with Heinrichs' voice. Lord Captain, I will be pleased to accompany you during your visit to Dargonus, so I can personally introduce Achilles Scalander, a servant of the Golden Throne who previously attended Lady Theodora on Dargonus. I am counting on your benevolence. The box cast ends with a click. Right, so for meeting position, best to leave Erlich behind for now. Oh hey, Phlogiston. Erlich, how did this world look before it was enveloped by this fiery shroud? Was it your ancestor Elentok who disgorged its core in some ill-considered act? Quite possibly. The Diptus Mechanicus are here. What do they want? Voxmaster, Lord Captain, a transport shuttle bearing the markings of the Diptus Mechanicus is approaching the ship. Magos, Tarsus' delegation intends to board our ship and get an audience with your ladyship. This is exactly how he phrased it. He intends, not humbly requests. Oh, he's being rude. Pascal, many of my tech comrades neglect diplomacy when interacting with the laity. It is regrettable. Okay, so yeah, just definitely rude. Rudeness runs in his blood, just like the oil. Punish them for their discretion by letting them dock at the farthest and most dilapidated airlock, so that it takes some an eternity to traverse the ship. I think we just want to get lost. But first, what do they want? The Honorable serves that honestly I have ignored a request. This arrogance is hardly trivial. It rather appears to be part of their intimidation tactics. In that case, Yes, into the farthest docks. The most humane punishment. Pascal requesting permission to be present at the audience granted to my tech comrades. Right. Yeah, if you're looking, get Cabela. Yeah, Solomon might be helpful here. Alright, so what do you guys want? Quite a few of them too.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
A group dressed in the crimson priesthood of Mars walks towards you. Their gazes are fixed on Pascal. You know that the group is not monolithic. Some of its members are more heavily armed and follow a large tech priest, clad in battle armor. Others keep a respectful distance and cast inquiring looks at their own leader. His hunched posture belies his tall frame. Despite the hood hiding his face, recognize him as Opticon 22 when you encountered on Footfall. Tarzus, the enormous tech priest, points his hand at Pascal and lets out a booming roar, not unlike a factory alarm. Makes her very bones vibrate. Herald several skulls marked with the emblem of the cog follow in his wake. They blare shrilly. Thou shalt not suffer a heretic in my forge, for rust begets rust. Pascal Hanuman, in the name of the Depths Mechanicus, you are under arrest. Opticon 22. The hunch servant of the Omnicide turns to you. Diplomacy mode engaged. Announcement. The Depths Mechanicus offer their apologies for would like to inform you of the necessity of conducting an operation to detain, arrest, terminate a faulty unit on the rogue trader's territory. Solomon folds his arms. Your accusation does not follow protocol. You have no authority on the rogue trader's ship. You do not account for Pascal's status as a member of her retinue. Shall I continue, or is the inadequacy of your arrest clear enough already? Yeah, you tell them, Solomon. Pascal, these statements are true. However, I am prepared to answer my tech comrades' accusations. Further intervention from Unit Solomon is undesirable for ideological reasons. If you say so. 72 Priests of Mars. You identify the rare armor the enormous tech priest is wearing as a Secretary's plated mechanized suit. It carries the imprints of many battles and has markings that announce its status as a relic. Some of the armor's damage looks fairly severe, to the point of endangering this operation. Yeah, you think you'd be taking a bit more care of it? The slivers of flesh revealed under the seal are marked with terrible chemical burns. Every now and then, convulsions shake the tech priest's body, and a painful sounding hiss comes from his vox. Opticon 22, the tall tech priest who spoke to you looks more peaceful and makes a point of not drawing his weapon. There's an air of concern about the way he frequently glances over at his fellow, scrutinizing his condition. Okay, Opticon 22 seems like he's going to be the more reasonable of them. First off, who are you? In a burst of chattering, the server skulls hasten to translate the master's mighty Bernard Cowl, an instrument of the Messiah authorized to punish and exact vengeance, known by the designation Tarzus Hanuman. Another Hanuman. So many of them all over the place. Identification codes recognized and confirmed. These units are who they declare themselves to be. Now then, right to business. Try not to insult them. Yet. On what charges are you trying to arrest a member of my retinue? This heretic is accused of stealing personal identification codes, spreading tech heresy on the world of Kialgama, and making an attempt on the life of a servant of the Messiah. The deafening roar from the tech priest's vox makes you grimace in pain. You touch your ear and notice blood in your fingers. The faulty unit will be removed in the name of the Messiah. I condemn you. Lightning flashes across the warrior's armor. Agony resounds in the blare of his vox alarm. You wills to tone it down, Pascal. In contrast, Pascal speaks quietly and coldly. You are a malfunctioning tech comrade. I deem your logical conclusions questionable. Opticon 22. The same as false tech brother, Tarzus Hanuman is willingly undergoing holy torment deterioration, which, however, does not critically affect his cognitive capacity or data analysis. Unit calling itself Pascal Hanuman, we have information that implicates you, having learned that you are a member of the retinue, a maintenance specialist in the service of rogue trader Ramblins. We have come here with the goal of meeting you, intercepting you, engaging you in combat. Oh, fun choices. Yeah, we have quite a few Hanumans. Yeah, I seem like they all share their same identifiers. Yeah, does a big fellow have to roar constantly? Negative. Upon completing his sanctification procedure, Tech Brother Tarzus vowed, modified his engrammic augmentics algorithms in order never to desecrate, sully, tarnish his mouth, box, cognitive process with flesh speak. Yeah, can't he just be a little more quiet about that? The servo skulls screech. Mine is a pure Brenner tongue that preserves only what is true and shuns scrap data. Yeah, but you're quite nosy about it. Are you saying this bloodthirsty Hulk is a saint? Well, considering the Imperium, that makes sense. At least while Pascal was involved in the events of Kialgama. Yeah, I'll start with that. Our data suggests that the unit, which used Macos Explorator Hanuman's identification code, performed an unauthorized upgrade on the planetary Vox array and introduced data deemed to be scrap code into its operation. The fact points to its unit's criminal complicity with the heretic Cubist Delphine. Right, but yeah, when we were there, we were told of another Hanuman. We never actually encountered them, I think. So yeah, there is that. Now then, how about some proof? Opticon 22 confirmed. According to the archive entry 1E99237, Malos explorer Targus Hanuman served on, maintained the ship identifier classified in the capacity of a reliquary caretaker. He sustained extensive damage to both the organic and the sacred part of his body in a series of sacrilegious breaches of the right of operation and assassination attempt. Owing to a statistically fortunate coincidence by the Amsai's grace, enough of his operational capacity was preserved for him to don a Goliath model sacred battle harness, which would preserve his vital functionality, archive entry personally data sealed by the captain of the identity classified. Tarzus, the sound from the tech priest's vox, it's like the moan of a bending steel beam. Our serval skull declares, "For vengeance I thirst as I tread the path of vengeance, following a blasphemous miscreant's bloody tracks." Opticon 22 analysis of the security system showed that the assassins, heretics, infiltrated the reliquary using Tech Brother Tarzus' unique identification code. Someone had stolen, duplicated Brother Tarzus' identity, which is a grade 3 transgression. And the unit making the allegedly criminal claim of being Pascal Hanuman is known to have previously entered the stolen codes. So, maybe it's incidents of Pascal doing something like this, it sounds like. What do you have to say to this, Pascal? Pascal replies firmly, his vox cracking with a hint of indignation. "I deny these charges. I never plotted against my tech comrades. My cognitive purity vows were never distorted. My unique identification code was never stolen. I am the true Magos explorator Hanuman, and I am not guilty." Tarzus, the tech priest's deep guttural roar, blends with the serval skull's high-pitched whine. False witness. Yeah, so you say. Not handing Pascal over to you unless it's the evidence. Pascal, request approved, ready to work in cooperative mode. Tarzus gives you a haughty look and lets out a howl of wrath. Opticon 22, archiving Tech Brother Tarzus opposes a lay participation in the investigation. Search for the truth. The unit Opticon 22 advises in favor of the House of Nuisances representatives' participation request. Alright, so we have some guaranteed checks. And best to leave this as public as possible. So for the Imperium insists on a joint investigation, arresting a rogue treasury member without any justification stands on breach of the law, and my privileges under the warrant of trade. Yeah, there's that. Also the fact that we have been to Kiaba Gamma. We have been to Kiaba Gamma and can assure that Pascal had nothing to do with it. Opticon 22, request for cooperation reviewed and accepted. I request Tech Brother Tarzus' consent for the co-participation of representatives of the Von Valence dynasty in the investigation proceedings. Tarzus, a sacrilegious conspiracy. I refuse help from laypersons. I am a cog of the Deus Mechanicus that grinds down corruption, and I will carry out the sentence immediately. No, that's a bad idea for you. Pascal freezes, but green sparks light up in his visor. He extends a hand toward Tarzis and replies in a clanging voice. Let the cycle be discontinued. You realize Pascal's words are coming from both his own box and Tarzis. Then every sensor of the executioner's battle harness lights up at once, lightly, and the wounded armor Leviathan lets out a deafening roar of pain. Hold on. Alright, that was annoying. Up to 122. Attention, priority notification service units of the Kappa thread supply line are unauthorized to confront the rogue trader. Command, retreat, and reinitiate negotiations. Heretic Pascal, I wreak punishment upon you in the name of Deus Mechanicus. No, up to 122, he appears to be ignoring you. So this is gonna be a proper fight, or yeah, proper fight.
Spectacle of your demise.
Kiln 7. Four in the back, 3 in the front. And 2 of the people go first, then Argenta, then Cabela. And then most of our people go last. Alright, be sure to get to cover. I'm guessing they have also plasma weapons, so they'll be able to just AoE us, won't they? No, sharpshooter is a carbine. He also a carbine. That's his projectile weapons. Okay, you have a sword. Yeah, the pincers. Yeah, pincers for you too. Alright, what about you? And then an axe. Okay. So no plasma weapons, no arc weapons either.
I'll do it.
Okay, knocked at least 2 of them down. Yeah, Cerberals usually don't take too much damage. I'll just focus on targets then.
Death comes in silence. Trust me. The shadows will see you down. Trust me. Caught by the web.
Let your soul be purged. Every thread ends in death.
Well, that's fine, because revive them. Now, do you want to send Gleito up ahead or not? Give him some extra turns and have him use those extra turns to send Gleito up ahead.
Understood. The order is clear.
Now, is Gleito going down again? Yeah. Turn his medical signal. Or I could do a provocation signal. Yeah, let's do that instead. Locate over here. Oh, the problem is going to be Cassia, though. Alright, never mind. Put the medical then.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Eliminated.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Okay, Brantley gets an extra turn somehow.
Request approved.
Let's see. A wicked thought. A genius at work.
Everyone buffed, good. Set targets on fire.
Let's see.
Yeah, that doesn't seem too effective. Okay, can't do that multiple times for Solomorn. I forgot, maybe it only works once per turn.
The storm approaches.
me.
And I think that's up. Nearly everyone's done except for you.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Can you still manage to survive that?
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Choking me.
You're fine, Cassia. Darth is still alive.
An offering of blood as the talent. I feel nothing. Fear nothing.
One of us would be enough.
And go ahead and apprehend them. Oh, that is very much going to hit her. Okay, that works.
The guilty will fall.
High momentum. Running binary. Function successfully terminated. Flesh is weak, yet iron knows no pain.
And they're just sending the fire. Optical 22 requesting cessation of hostilities. Okay, so much for those negotiations. Now then, help your brother. Opticon 22, the unit called itself Tarz's Harman, is dead, has been disabled. This material asset is beyond restoration or reuse as spare parts. Pascal, after a pause, Pascal bows his head, and a Beneric requiem pours out of his vox. Despite his misconceptions, he was a servant of the Omnissiah. Yes, he was an annoying little thing. So, Pascal, what did you do to Tarzus? Pascal's confused reply comes from his vox in a rasp. Unable to fulfill request, the Omnissiah granted me an epiphany, and I muted the maimed machine spirit that was filling Tarz's mind with the fury. I do not fully understand the matter of my appeal to it. The situation perfectly mirrors the incident on Wrecked Mid-North, where I appealed to the machine spirits of a malfunctioning mechanism and laid it to rest. Yeah, just as I'm thinking that. Yeah, just like back there, he had no idea what he did. Let's see, you're not tired at all. Finishing off 2. Well, Opticon is rather reasonable. And again, guess I'm sorry we had to kill your comrade. Opticon 22, I also regret, have a negative assessment of this event. The Deputy Mechanicus will accuse the unit identifying itself as Pascal Hanuman of criminal theft of a unique identification code. Unlike Tech Brother Tarzis, I am not authorized to immediately execute the unit, but neither am I authorized to drop the inquiry. Pascal, there are no apostates among us. The piercing voice from the Vox synth is more overwhelming than Tarz's thunderous roar. Tech Brother Tarzis and the machine spirit that lived in his battle harness succumbed to the suffering that beset them. Their judgment was rash and erroneous. Now the torment is over. I declare them martyrs, and I'm requisitioning Tarzis Hanuman's neural augmetic for the purpose of preserving his blessed memory. Yeah, even more body parts to harvest. Astonished Tech Priest looks up Pascal. An astonished Tech Priest looks on. Pascal leans over the slain man's body and extracts the augmetic from his skull. His moves are as precise as they are respectful. Okay. The Mort. Pascal, with each word, Pascal, his voice grows more powerful and majestic. You saw the agony your tech brother Tarzis was in. His unbridled pain-spurred faith intimidated you, yet you were silent. Reverence stopped you from raising your voices to proclaim that the machine spirit with which his mind had merged was morbidly affected. The imperative of reverence had paralyzed your will, and you watched the tragedy unfold in silence. The sixth universal law states that the comprehension is the true path of knowledge. Yet the procedural cycle has robbed you of your comprehension. Therefore, let the cycle be discontinued. Opticon 22. There's a clang as Opticon 22's knees press into the floor. Crimson hooded heads are bowed. Let the cycle be discontinued. The radiant light pouring out of Pascal's visor grows dimmer. Static creeps back into his voice. Let the cycle be discontinued, tech comrades. So many cycles discontinued. So then, Pascal, one small point I'm not clear on. What just happened? Was the reason for the active genuflection? And the conflict is resolved. You may remain aboard my ship or clear off. No, what just happened? Pascal's Vox synth crackles somewhat tentatively. I decided to sustain my words with the excerpt from one of the Blessed Armanat's sermons on the loss of internal and external function, verse 4. My analysis deemed it appropriate. Okay, so that's where that came from, but what about the others suddenly joining in? Opticon 22 has been a long time since the words of the Messiah of discontinuing were last spoken, openly over public communication bans. We respectfully welcome Wisdom's return. Oh, they were also followers. Pascal, so he's not forgotten after all. Yeah, is it teaching not heretical? Opticon 22. The statement is false, contrary to what many servants of the Messiah thought they knew, preferred to believe. The Fleet's Supreme Conclave never issued an official statement on the decision. Good-sworn Pascal said that the teachings were heretical and that's why he turned them in. 37% of the Supreme Conclave's members openly supported Archimagus's Armanat's views and disappeared or removed from the chain of command under circumstances that were classified. The Supreme Conclave had not had a quorum ever since. Okay, were you among his followers then? Negative. I had no contact with the Archmagus Amarnat, and was never a member of his flock, disciples, retinue. However, my analysis of the doctrine he outlined inspired in me deep respect for, trust in him. Do you know where he is now? Safe to assume no. Yeah, data unavailable. No reports have mentioned Archmagus' Armanat since the incident on the Arch Mechanicus Hermetico, which led to the presumed disappearance of that voidship. Pascal, my archives have no data on the Hermetico incident. The vessel was the Blessed Armanat's base of operations. Is it lost then? Pascal's voice is filled with anxiety. Impressive considering that it is all digital for him. So, presume the conflict between you and Pascal has been resolved. I mean, for now. Data received provides a basis for calling the fallen tech brother Tarsus' hypothesis into question. Out of respect for, due to the lack of authorization to indict, the followers of the Messiah discontinue, we will not proceed with the detainment, arrest, termination. Pascal, the Messiah knows all, comprehends all. Thank you, Tech Brother Opticon 22. Okay, now that this conflict has been resolved, you may remain on board. Request denied. Oh, if you say so. The Kappa Thread, a supply line delegation, is leaving Dargonus. Expresses gratitude for the hospitality ceasefire, and proclaims its intent to return to Footfall to resume performing its regular functions. The tech priest looks over at Pascal as if waiting for something. Pascal, Mechadendrite briefly touches the shoulder of Opticon 22, who bows respectfully. Okay, well, Pascal's a bit of a bigger deal, it looks like. Okay, Solomon has it leveled up. Oh, hey, good, they left the loot behind. Omniscience axe. That is good. And then just a basic power sword.
The web serves. What lies beyond?
Give us a target.
Oh, he's almost ready to get his third archetype. So, what can we do for Glato? When the Overseer uses reactive, the momentum value increases by +5 for each party member still in combat. When the Overseer uses the archetype ability, the Overseer and their familiar gain +1 deflection until the end of combat, and it stacks. Not bad. Yeah, there's damage reduction. So I might go with that one. Plus 30 key characteristics for 1 round. Then becomes +10 till the end of combat. I already have this one. When the familiar becomes the target of an enemy's attack, the Overseer has the damage dealt increased by 2% of the effect stacks until the end of combat. Yeah, let's get the +1 to deflection until end of combat. Yeah, he's gonna become an exemplar next time. So nothing too specific. So then is that it? Yeah, looks like it.
They will see. Oh as they all will see.
Alright, once again, onwards to Dargonus. Alright, we also should probably check our world, see if any construction was done, or if there are any events that need our attention. Janus, you're fine. We're missing reputation. I really want to get the roads to Xanarkand, but yeah, we're far away from getting the Casabalica. Yeah, so this one is blocked. They already completed our rank 3 project. Yeah, forest fortresses. All we're waiting for then is just these last two, and then we're getting all of our colony projects are done. Milestone, anything with you? No, Falstone I think is done as well. Do you have a gamma? High factotum. Lord Captain, a strange anomaly has been detected on Kiava Gamma. A series of orders defined as procedure 0C has forced itself into the production algorithms. The service of the Omnicide defined its execution status as most sacred and therefore follows instructions to the letter. In just one cycle, cells were erected in all the manufactorums, connected by cogitators, or more precisely, their computing channels. This network forms a pattern similar to those applied to the digital cells of machine spirits. The 0C procedure commands Magi with an above-average psi receptivity index to enter the cells. Those tech priests who take their seats in the cells fall into a blissful data dream and begin to sing Beneric hymns very similar to those that periodically whirred from the warp vox of Cubist Delphine. The performance of the manufactorums has dropped. Many of the machine god's servants have abandoned their posts and are pleading for the privilege of fulfilling Procedure 0C. But the enforcers have taken custody of their cells and ward these volunteers away from them. Okay, considering this is Cubist, well, similar to Cubist Delphine, doesn't sound like a good thing. What do you know about the procedure? Could it be part of Delphine's legacy? We cannot trace the source of the signal that activated the procedures or identify its purpose. The tech priests oppose the idea of studying the procedure as it violates the sacrament. Supposedly, the minds of the Magi, immersed in the cells, are involved in some grand-scale computation. The servants of the Omnissiah have tested the planet's cogitational network 7 times with purifying algorithms of varying degrees of severity, proclaiming it clean. Really? Unless this is part of his work before he became a heretic. Yeah, he did say that part of the reason why he became a heretic was that some of his research was being prevented. So this might have been part of that. Advisors. Idura, you say these cells need to be filled with high psi sensitivity. Tech priests. Sure, but why use our own servants? Just check out a few remote stations and outposts and look for cogs who were banished as unfit, and you will find 3 times as many more suitable candidates than in manufactorums. Psi receptivity rarely goes hand in hand with the high rationality, and such tech priests are often end their careers in some backwater. Okay, potential. Erlit, they're singing. It is surprising that your race was able to achieve such a harmonious form of interaction with crafted tools. My kinsmen too use psychoacoustic harmonics to guide our creations. I am not a bone singer myself, but I might be able to tell your servants of certain principles that define the source of the universe. Ooh, Eldari knowledge. Pascal, I find this sacrilegious a suggestion to be in breach of the Data Unity Protocol. Heinrichs, a signal seemingly from nowhere that has the highest execution priority. A perfect weapon for capturing the planet. It should be anathematized, and I am ready to summon a cadre of competent technocists from the Inquisition. Okay, definitely some options there. Abolisher of Procedure 0C. All allies deal 10% more damage to machine creatures. Necron creatures, fun. And targets with reject the flesh. Reject the flesh. What the mushmouth today? Okay, now we study it. Ancient cybersmiths, all allies deal logic divided by 15% more energy and machine damage. Erlit, what about you? We lose security. I mean, well, it's already at 0, so whatever. Allies gain plus 10 lore, Xeno lore, and Xeno lore divided by 5% dodge reduction against Xenos. And then we also get the ancient cybersmiths. For deer, we lose out a bit on the profit factor, but then we get some armor, heavy armor. Not that extremely well. Might just go with the Erlit suggestion. Erlit or Heinrichs. Yeah, it's only because Xenos. And energy and machine damage is rather specific. Still though, Eldari tech. Steal their stuff. Erlit, we will see if the monkey are capable of learning from the civilized. The Night Sea Service began their investigations, seeking to determine the nature of and purpose of the mysterious procedure. Awestruck, they encountered ancient creations of data smithing impossible in current times, but could not fathom the wisdom of the digital archaeotech. The blasphemous study of Xenos knowledge undertaken as part of the investigation led to a series of heretical acts of creation. The tempted minds of the Magi sought to apply the secrets of the Eldari to their research. The culprits were celebrated And there's also the work placed in a protected forbidden catalog. All. Yeah, -3, but we were right at 0. Minus full security. And then what did the Inferno give us? Right, the armored prow. So, stronger ramming attacks. Okay, then one last project. Motive force is a life. Yeah, it's gonna get us an instability detonator. Doesn't feel that useful. Well, more reputation with explorators. So got that. Have a quick talk with the Danrock. See if we can sell anything. Anything with the Casbelica. Oh yeah, then we pick up something for Irolite. Okay, running low on artifacts. Can't sell too much. There we go. Let's get us up to rank 1. And it's taking armor, looks like. Oh, increased damage to second and navigator powers. I guess Cassie can use that. Sportors, can we do anything with you? Not really, we're actually kind of running low on items. Nothing to buy, nothing to sell. Alright, you set a few things. Any equipment we actually can use. Allows bombers to be launched. How strong they're going to be compared to the fighter craft. Then macro battery. 4 shots, 27 damage per shot. Okay, that'd be improvement over the rise of flat pattern plasma battery. And the Hecature is the one we already have. And then more torpedoes. 5 melted torpedoes, 27 damage. I think I'd rather keep the Eldari torpedoes, since those we can launch every single turn. Yeah, I think the melted torpedoes, they at least do the fire over time damage. Still, having more torpedoes on the field feels like that'd be more useful, since that could potentially divert enemy attacks. So I'll grab this just in case. Let's see, what's the last item we can get out of this? 9-point armor. 15 speed. 15 speed engines. Melted bomb mortar. Sounds dangerous. Triple void shield array. Oh, 190 points. Pretty good aspects. Up to 98% hit chance, but only 5% crit. That's gonna be like 100 profit factor though. What about you guys? NOKX. And a, I guess, fairly good Eldari weapon. See, now we don't affect other wearers, bring it down ability when they successfully hit an enemy with an attack or target them with an ability. +1 fellowship and willpower until the end of combat for each different enemy hit or targeted. So. It's probably really good for builds around fellowship if we made use of those, but we don't particularly. Yeah, we mainly went up to overseer classes, which don't really make use of those stats. Oh, it's grace. Bonus to commerce and persuasion. Grimoire of the Void. Increases the chance of triggering second phenomena. Yeah, that sounds a bit more of a problem than useful. Good hammer. Blood Oath or Oath of Vengeance. +1 use of dash. 0 AP dash. Then a navigator staff. I've seen the first use of an attacking navigator power per turn. Does not set the power on cooldown. It does not count toward the attack limit per turn. Oh. Second use of this power, or use of any different attacking navigator power on the same turn, deals an additional 12 damage to all targets and 12 direct damage to the navigator. Oh. Yeah, that part, not so good. Then again, Cassia does have a self-heal, so that could potentially negate some of it. Oh, an even better weapon. Oh, the less armor penetration. Yeah, something for Bella. Each hit made with Blade Dance increases the wearer's critical hit chance by 6% until the end of the wearer's turn. Oh, only to the end of the turn? Not as useful. Death from above deals an additional 21 mental damage. Okay, it sounds pretty fun. Explorators, what can we get from you? Some good armor. Or a multigun. Pretty decent one as well. Cutter, heavy shield, force field emitter. And then from the Drusians, with light armor. Seal of Death. When the wearer kills an enemy with a Blade Dance, other enemies adjacent to the wearer become staggered for 1 round. Oh. A rather interesting hammer weapon. And then just a force sword. Nothing too spectacular with you. Alright, well, that was interesting to see. Now then to finally land on Dargonus. Okay, there's a palace and the administratum. I think that's for Jai's quest. We'll take care of that first. Bring Heinrichs along, he can have fun with us. And Abelard. You can enjoy the wonders of administration. All this before we've been acknowledged properly as a rogue trader.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Greeting protocol, welcome to the Palace of the Adeptus Administratum. Identifying your leadership, please follow me. So are you going to wait? No, you're just going to keep on going. Continue in this direction to reach your destination. Your visit has been logged. Okay, it wasn't that much of a journey. Short trip. So Master of Seals.
Amidst the madness.
Bit of looting first. Chronicles of K68302720 LA2987 B4-126. Parchment looks grease-marked and old, as though it had passed through many pairs of hands. Servants of the Imperium, alias Tentanel, filed a declaration with the Adeptus Administratum that he is the sole heir of House Tentanel and the legal sovereign of the northern continent of the planet Dargonus. According to this submission, alias Tentanel cannot exercise his right to the inheritance, as the wider family tree includes an individual who shares his full legal name. According to the petitioner, this individual is his great-grandfather, giving the lost documents confirming the death of the second claimant to the inheritance. Elias Sentinel is petitioning for the confirmation of this relative's death and permission for the enactment of his inheritance rights. Petition received within review period up to 15 Terran years. Forward review 23 Terran years, 4 cycles from date of submission. Plus copy of death certificate of Elias Tentinel sent to the archive of the Departamento Minutorum. 28 Terran years, 2 cycles from the date of submission. Request rejected 39 Terran years, 11 cycles from date of submission. Second request sent to the archive 44 Terran years, 4 cycles from date of submission. Request approved 52 years from date of submission. After 48 repeated petitions from Elias Tentinel, a third request was sent to the archive 79 Terran years, 7 cycles from date of submission. Copy of death certificate, Elias Tentinel, great grandfather to the petitioner, received 84 Terran years, 6 cycles from date of submission. Wow, 84 years. Documents forwarded for formulation of decision. Granted permission for the enactment of the inheritance rights of Elias Tentinel, sole heir of his house and legal sovereign of the northern continent of the planet Dargonus. 101 Terran years, 5 cycles from the date of submission. Death of Elias Tentinel recorded by servants of the Adeptus Administratum. Place of death Q16. Will's legacy and inheritance. Waiting hall, palace of the Adeptus Administratum. Dargonus, 106 Terran years, 2 cycles from date of submission. Death certificate of Elias Tentinel sent to the archive of the Department Minutorum. 114 Terran years, 10 cycles from date of submission. Petition for the enactment of the inheritance rights following the death of Elias Tentinel and the issuance of a copy of the death certificate received from the deceased daughter Eliza Tentinel, 114 Terran years, 11 cycles from date of submission. They are never going to get that planet. 114 years and still processing. No, I'm sure that our possessing it will not cause any problems. Anything else? No. There's something over here, though. There it is. Another long port. Auditing and reissuance of Great Tithe Payment Documentation GX75021 and GX76021 in the last 2,836 Terran years. Entries mention planet GX75021, 284,356 found, including copies. Entries mentioning planet GX76021, 1 found, including copies. Interesting. A full list confirmed by the Adeptus Terra of planetary objects located within the territory of the illustrious rogue trader dynasty von Valensis was received 164 Terran years ago. After careful reconciliation of the data, it was found that planetary object GX76021 had not been included in the collection of Imperial Tithe for the last 2,836 Terran years. In the same period, the planetary object GX75021 was included in the taxable sites, but did not pay its Imperial Tithe, thereby failing to uphold its sacred obligation to the Imperium. Subsequent analysis of the archive documents revealed the absence of the documentation confirming the existence of planetary object GX75021. Unlike the planetary object GX76021, which it discovered in its files dated more than 2,836 Terran years ago. Based on internal inventory investigation, the Adeptus Administratum decrees that any mention of planetary object GX75021 must be replaced with a GX76021. The governor of planetary object GX76021 must pay the tithe for the preceding 2,836 Terran years within a period of no more than 50 Terran years. Wow. And in the event of non-payment of the tithe within the prescribed period, planetary object GX76021 will be seized for the needs of the Adeptus Administratum, and 95% of the population will be immediately subject to the servitude in perpetuus for the benefit of the Imperium. Note: a precise reckoning of the tithe amount required in throne guilds is appended to this report. Note that an advisory letter has been sent to the Departmental Munitorum recommending that the department conduct its own internal inventory investigations to determine whether the planetary object GX76021 has fulfilled its sacred obligation to provide recruits for the Astra Militarum. So many problems. Yeah, plus 3,000 years in back taxes. Oh, that's ours now. Now then, Master of Seals, why are we talking to you? Oh, you actually get a portrait. So very, very old. Master of Seals, an ancient-looking woman in a voluminous robe, peers at you critically through her ocular lenses when you descend into the bowels of her bureaucratic domain. Another noble bypassing the queue under the pretext of just want to ask. All you highborn ever want is just to ask. What about protocol? That's what I'm asking. Who is going to follow protocol? Jai, she glances at you and whispers, "What?" So I paid off a few clerks to let us skip the queues, shuddering. Your time is more important to me than my little formalities. Master of Seals, very well. Don't just stand there, you're here now, or do you think the Master of Seals has nothing better to do than receive unexpected visitors? The woman beckons over a silver skull floating nearby. Begin entry. Current hour, current turn, current cycle, 41st millennium. Metal manipulators immediately begin furiously clacking, taking dictation. Okay, well, let's get down to business. Oh yeah, I tried to record who we are. Oh, here you go. Gamma von Valances, sole heir of rogue trader Theodora von Valances, made the drone's radiance guide her path to the side. In a practiced move, the Master of Seals twists her magnifying ocular lens and examines the ledger in front of her. Sole person of publicity publicly asserts her claim to be precise. Master of Seals, Abelard Viserion. The woman directs her gaze over her shoulder. Seneschal and the right hand of the now departed Theodora von Valances, and of her now extant heir. Color's eyes of the Master of Seals suddenly fix on Cassia, a lady navigator of House Arcelio whose name and deeds are unknown to me. She points her fingers to the old ledger. It says here that the von Valances dynasty has owed your house one gold throne for 30 Terran years. Here, take this, and I, and last, will mark the matter closed. Okay, interesting debt. Cassia stares in puzzlement at the gleaming coin in her hand. House Arcelio thanks you for your service, Master of Seals. The woman smacks her lip in satisfaction and nods curtly. Of course. I know who is standing before me. It is my job to know. Not gonna address the other party members. Jai shifts deliberately, putting her jeweled augmented on display. Does that mean that my reputation had preceded me as well, esteemed Damar? No, I have received no reports about you. Yes, you are a Sue. So then, back to business. My companion wishes to obtain a Mercatum Tabula Officiates. Master Cyrils peers over her ocular lenses at Jai in disbelief. Then she looks at you. I take it you're her sponsor. In that case, you must submit a written application in conformity with template 404.01, as well as written permission for the processing and notarization of the personal data of your most sacred personage. Without it, I cannot issue Mistress Haydari. Mrs. Haydari, the form for collecting the seals required to obtain the Mercatum Tabula Officiale, the certificate of an official trade representative. Jai, at these words, the saccharine smile drops from Jai's face. Seals? What seals? We will discuss that when Gamma von Valances has prepared the primary documentation. So much documentation. Abelard. Abelard lets out a stoked sigh and rolls his eyes. Get the feeling that this is not his first personal interaction with the Administratum Bureaucracy, nor is it his second. Alright, complete the application then. The perfectly sharpened quill scratches pleasantly on the parchment, but for the first few minutes. The obfuscatory freezing, footnotes, amendments, you are forced to write out the same details over and over about you, the Protectorate, Theodora von Valances, Jai, then also every living person who bears your family name. If you do not know all the required information, you must complete supplementary forms. Oh joy. 1 hour later. Master Seals nods in approval and stows the scroll into a tube labeled with their name. Next is a consent form for the processing and notarization of the personal data of your most sacred personage. Okay. Sign it. 1 hour later. Scroll is whipped away into another tube by the Master of Seals. Protocol executed. Application received, processed, approved. The Skull scribe taps out each word after its mistress's pronouncement. Jai, come on, esteemed Damar. What's that you're saying about seals? Uncertified documents. Find the seals on Dargonus, find the seals on Janus, apparently. The old woman unhurriedly holds out a printed scroll to Jai. Here is your document, Mistress Haidari. Unfortunately, it does not yet have legal force. I can certify it as a sacred Mercatum Tabula Official once it has received 2 seals of approval. They are easy to obtain. In the Imperium Court Administratum, servitors have been handling such tasks for over 50 years. There is one such servitor here in Dargonus, in the Rogue Trader's Palace. The second is duty-bound to keep the seals in the Telecos Epsilon system. Okay, slightly more traveling. How can the seals not be affixed here in the Administratum Palace? According to Amendment 3C/A, implemented by Prefectus Estenia II of Dargonus, one of the seals must be kept in the palace of the ruler of the Von Brelance's Protectorate, remaining a symbol of the unbreakable link between the Sacred Warrant and the Adeptus Administratum. The second seal, the Acclaimed, is perched on her nose, click as she ruffles through the moldering scrolls with her wrinkled fingers, is held in the Telecos Epsilon system in accordance with the decree 0L-008/ZN. Unfortunately, after a fire 200 years ago, all that remains of the original decree is an addendum certified by an unknown adept with the initials AA. No instructions repealing the decree were ever received from Holy Terra. Therefore, the seal remains where it ought to be. Fantastic. Old rules forever followed for no particular reason because they exist. Heinrichs. There was a time during my early years of servitude where I performed the duties of a secretary in charge of a logistics report at a local administratum office. Your words, Master Seals, brings back memories of which I am not the least bit fond. Such is bureaucracy. Alright. Find 2 seals of approval. Goal is clear. Master of Seals nods with satisfaction. Please do return once you have prepared the documents.
Patience? My nerves are frayed.
Is there nothing else? No, okay, but it's all sealed off. Alright, let's make a quick trip back down to Janus then. Alright, not that much of a trip. Okay, smooth warp jump. Michael Pascal noted that the mysterious incident allowed him to remember a few highly obscure tech rituals, which it seems he had never studied in the first place. Good for you. Aye, true profit factor gained. Okay, events has been cleansed only by escaping from the clutching embrace of the Sea of Souls. Okay, profits. Yeah, our project is done. Anything you opened up? No. We've all got our med kits. Still not quite enough reputation with the Jerusians. Really, space combat awaits in the system. I already cleared them all out. Nope, not seeing any space combat. Maybe the old notifications just don't disappear. Yeah, I probably need to talk to that administrator that we encountered before. The guy was really into record keeping. Yeah, Tilius Quint. Your leadership, the subjects of Janus welcome you. What cares have brought you to our humble world on this occasion? How are things actually going? Besides the Xenos that have settled in our force and periodically frightened the people, everything is calm. We have managed to come to understanding of sorts, although not without concessions on our part, in particular regarding the placement of our new agri-complexes. Emperor as my witness, and Janus will continue to serve the Von Valence, but not precisely the same way as before. Okay, well, as long as it serves. Appreciate the local species, whatever that means. Oh yes, the flora of Janus can take your breath away, while the fauna can inadvertently kill you. Now then, on to the actual business at hand. Acquire a seal to certify a Mercatum Tabula Official. Secretary nods energetically. Of course. It would be an honor to assist a rogue trader. Wait but a few minutes, your ladyship, and your humble servant will have your seal ready. Jai, her expression is pensive as she twists a lock of hair around her middle finger. Interesting, Shadeen. I assumed we would be dealing with servitors, but no. Some places here in Domain still have this work being performed by people of flesh and blood. What, is there a problem with that? Attilius, I beg your pardon. What's this about servitors? I have faithfully performed my sacred duties to the Imperium and the Administratum all my life, and guarding the seals is part of that. And after half a century, not a single seal damaged. I keep them in a special case, and I oil the handles every month, as the rules stipulate. Jai shrugs. I'm merely repeating the words of the Master of Seals on Dargonus. Servitors have replaced an entire category of lowly bureaucrats assigned to the Von Valence's planets. Oh, around 10 years ago now. But after 70 years of service, Not a single directive, not from Holy Terra or from Dargonus. A complete breakdown of communication. What a farce. What an insult against all processes. Scarlet patches blossom on the secretary's pale face. But this is easily remedied. If the Administratum requires such a servant, then I will immediately begin preparation for servitorization. The will of the Lex Imperialis is supreme. No. Shy nervously licks her lips. She clearly did not expect this response to her remark. I tell you this, I did not think the Exalted One has any particular desire to see you lobotomized and turned into a mindless clanking ghoul just because someone somewhere changed the law. Yeah, don't do that. There's no need for that. Yes, I can replace a seal, but can it do it while granting me a sincere smile or impressing me with its impeccable finesse and attention to detail? I think not, but you can. Or we have to do a persuasion. Why? With the persuasion, you can serve humanity while remaining as you are. Could serve to replace a true administrative officer who is passionate about his work. Or that'd be all dogmatic about it. No need for that. Okay, I will just take that kind of class persuasion. After lots of revocation, Attilus's hunched figure sags. Of course, you're right. I'll continue to serve Janus and the Von Valence's Protectorate as before. And today I will dispatch a request for copies of edicts issued by the Imperium over the last 50 years. Who knows what else we have missed here on Janus? Okay, even more of that. How far along are we? Not even halfway to Zealot. And Rally 190. Shy lets out a breath, obviously relieved. That's wonderful, Attilius, just wonderful. Just don't go poking at your eyes with the long needle. At least until you receive direct order to do so from your precious Administratum. Attilius, here you are. The Secretary offers the sealed certificate with care. And may the Emperor bless your path. Here, take our leave. Seal obtained. Outside of curiosity, how are we progressing on this? Oh. Dogmatic is almost up to the 2nd rank, looks like. Yeah, 5 more points and then we'll have the 2nd rank. Reticle, yeah, 0. As it should be. There's something really good with the iconoclasts. This momentum used with heroic acts. Alright, transcend the potential. You can use your heroic acts without spending momentum. Oh, excellent. What's this one? Any attacks from allies that may hit other allies will be dodged if possible. Any ally's ability that may target an ally that has resistance tests will be resisted by allies. Yeah, this is automatic. Then, like with Cassia and Argenta, we could use their abilities as much as we want without having to worry about hitting people. And especially with Argenta, we don't have to use the one where it activates the dodge, it freak up some AP. What does dogmatic at us? Till start the next turn, the rope trader becomes immune to any attacks from demons and Xenos. And all demons and Xenos in a 5-cell radius consider them a priority target. can only be used once per battle. Oh. Good if we had our rogue trader as a tank. But otherwise, not all that useful. Using knowledge for 1 round. All the target's weapons attacks ignore enemies' armors. Yeah, it might be good for, say, Cabela. At least anyone who has multiple, can do multiple attacks per round. What about the heretics? All weapons on the battlefield become warp imbued for 1 round, getting bonus damage equal to 5 times veil degradation and additional plus 5 times dilution and armor penetration. Only used once per combat. And that is actually quite a bit of difference in the zealot ranking rewards. Unless it's not listed here. With excellence being only used once per combat. But yeah, it makes it sound like excellence can be used multiple times. A much more significant reward than the other two. Anyways, like we wanted, time to go back to Dargonus. Another fight. Alright, another corn battle looks like. Yeah, these are fairly easy.
I have a different perspective.
And before we actually start this, I will be right back. Alright, let's continue, get this fight over with. Oh, Leto. Are they all down there? No. Oh, this is gonna be like the same setup as the last time, where they have the grenades. Okay, you're a marksman. Did not see a grenade on you. No, not seeing any grenades on any of you guys. Oh, nope, there you are. Fire grenade. Okay, it's just down active abilities. Not listed under your weapons. Okay, so they all have it. I'm guessing we give our fire resistant gear away already. So that's better for you. So what's your ballistic skill give you? That's just basic accuracy. % hit chance. Is that going to be better though than the +10 bonus to ballistic skill? Unknown. Yeah, let's stick with the 10 bonus to ballistics. Okay, we'll stick back here, travel them up
They
front.
all will see.
Basically what we did last time.
The songs of my ancestors speak of stars long forgotten and
Okay.
worlds long gone.
Slightly out of view.
What a shame that you lack the capacity to understand even a single note.
Alright, maybe not slightly.
This tedium is beneath me.
And just like the last time, most of our party will last. Or towards the end. Oh, this is not a grenade range.
I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Okay, they are out of range.
Doubt is for the weak.
Yeah, that's
As
whatever.
the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worthless.
Out of my way!
Alright, it's only the pets that were in grenade range. Let's move with that.
I am not your Xenos pet, monkey. If it serves your cause.
Okay, you'll be dead this turn.
I am not your... If it serves your cause. If I must. I am not your Xenos.
Chaos guides me! Death to the weak!
Let's wait one more turn before we send Kabbalah up.
Death to non-believers! I serve the ruinous powers! Chaos guides me!
Better get buffed up.
Your blood will flow!
What is...
Go to set the normal gun on fire. Cast it, where are you? You're right there. Only 3 movement. I don't think that's going to, yeah, get you in range to use your Gaze of Oblivion. You can use the Red Tide though, or the Nightmare Tide. Oh no, okay, it does get you up here.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
Oh, that bar is apparently on fire.
Isn't this a job for the staff? Me? As duty demands. I'm afraid not. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
I'm guessing you up here and start electrocuting them next time.
Death to the weak.
Somebody actually survived Cassie's attacks. Okay, you're actually just out of range.
Isn't this a job for try to die with grace, at least? I am a navigator, as duty demands.
Let's test our skills, Glato. Glato, we're undertaking this task. One of us would be enough.
I serve the ruinous powers.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Alright, try to knock them down.
Doubt is for the weak.
Very good. I think you might be able to kill this one.
Monkey.
Or maybe not.
I approach the designated position. If it serves your cause. Another soul slips beyond the veil. I understand your intent. If I must.
I serve the ruinous powers.
you still praying? No, you're not praying. Yeah, they're all kind of hidden right now. Let's focus on the bloodletter.
I shall not fail. The shadows will see it done, as honor ordains. Trust me. I shall not fail. Caught by the web.
Genius at work! Predictable downfall.
Chaos guides me.
If I may. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Me? You insist, Lord Captain.
Yeah, not particularly the best view for this.
I am a navigator. Try to die with grace, at least.
We've got a job to do, Glato. Let's test our skills, Glato. Understood.
Talking my way back there.
This task.
And now we're in grenade range.
I move as if unseen. There is only death, yours or mine. I bring mercy and retribution.
Oh, is it just you?
Aim for the heart next time. Trust me. As the tenants do.
Okay, we get everything? Looks like it.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue threat.
Oh. Wrong place. Oh yeah, this was the one I couldn't see through the ice world. Oh, fairly quiet travels there. Alright, onto the planet we go. Alice this time. Leave airlit on the ship for now, just in case. And bring in Heinrichs. Diswards was stuck to the Inquisitor. Take Solomorn for his business and Shy for hers. And bring Abelard. Although probably would have been better if we had swapped out Cabela for Cassia, so we at least have someone with awareness checks. The celebration. Clementia Wersarian, the Emperor protects. Welcome home. The stately woman in a long full dress uniform makes a graceful curtsy. Her short, graying hair does not obscure her stern features. Clementia. I am Clementia Wersarian, Court Chancellor of the von Valansis dynasty. On behalf of all Dargonus, please accept my deepest condolences on the untimely passing of Theodora von Valansius. Her departure is a terrible blow to us all. But as one star expires, another always flares to life, and although still overcome with bitterness and grief, your subjects hope that you will become the Trade Dynasty's guiding light in these trying times. Abelard, Clementia. Abelard offers a reserved nod. She nods in return, and the lines in his brow soften ever so slightly. Oh, you have a portrait? That is some portrait. Not looking very healthy, are you? Achilles Scalander. The young man quickly brings a respirator to his burnt face and bows his head courteously. His raven black hair veils his burns and skull implants, and his thin metal fingers creak quietly as he offers a welcoming gesture. Achilles Scalander, secretary at the administrative department, I hope your journey to the Dargonus was not darkened by unwanted troubles. Yeah, I don't think you had a portrait last time. So they upped your importance. Now then, as for our trip, it was uneventful. Not really. Never protected us on our journey through the stars. It was terrible. Then I realized the men's security was so illusory. We had some incidents, but those are irrelevant at the moment. Achilles. Quite right, your ladyship. What happened cannot be changed, but you still have great deeds ahead of you. So let us look to the future with hopes in our hearts. Clementia, does your ladyship wish to survey the grounds, or perhaps we could sate your curiosity by answering any questions you might have? Governor Urban Trivestem has been notified of your arrival on Dargonus and will visit the palace shortly. Preparations for the official visit are well in hand, but your ladyship still has plenty of time before the meeting. Yeah, odd that he's not here, but anyways. First off, about your last name. Clementia nods politely. You heard correctly. Your ladyship, I am of House Wersarian, Lord Abelard's granddaughter and a direct descendant. Abelard, Chancellor Wersarian, has held a position at the von Valance's court for many years. She earned Lord Captain Theodore's respect through acts of great perseverance. There's no room for doubt. Blood had nothing to do with it. Good. The Emperor blesses those who strengthen humanity's domain through their deeds. You have reason to be proud of your progeny. Arvo looks at you in surprise, but then immediately puts on an air of indifference. Thank you, Lord Captain. Yeah, weren't expecting that, were you? Now then, about the governor. Clementia, we're certain. Apologies, your ladyship. Governor Drivestem's residence is on the other side of the world, by the administrative palace of Dargonus. We sent word as soon as you enter the system, but it takes time to travel the great distances to your domain. Shouldn't be taking that much time. Chancellor Wersarian appears unruffled, but you cannot shake the thought that the governor's lateness is a subtle political gesture designed to test the limits of what is acceptable when it comes to interacting with the new rogue trader. Right, so he might be trouble later on. I'd like to rest before the meeting. Where are my chambers? Achilles. They are very close, just down the hall. That is also where the study and audience chamber are. His face brightens with a pearly white smile, restoring some of his former good looks. Lady Theodore's study has remained locked since her last departure, but on account of your arrival, we've arranged for it to be tidied up. It is ready whenever you may need it. I apologize for my bluntness, but I have a request to make. Perhaps before the meeting takes place, the illustrious Lord Captain could spare a few minutes for a conversation with me. He bows his head. I'm certain that you will find my reports on the state of affairs in the von Valance's protectorate most useful. Reports are always useful. Looks like the great news is just scattered about.
What is that?
What is what? What did you discover? Something over here. Oh, there it is. Okay, the Kiaba Gamma delegation. Nothing special to talk about with you. Random aristocrats and nobles. Shady character, apparently. Oh, skill checks without our party members. Okay, it actually worked. Or that not having a good time. Well, that's to be expected. People from Janus as well. What about Foulstone? Did they send in one? Okay, Argent are busy praying. Not seeing anyone else. Nobody else, no extra loot. Oh, Cabela's up in there. Yeah, Zhao's over there. Didn't see Pascal Abelard or Solomon or Heinrichs. I guess Heinrichs would be talking to his boss. Solomon, no idea what what he would be doing. Alright, I guess we'll just see what Cabela's up to and then head on in. Oh, maybe actually everyone's inside. And did we loot everything? There she is. Okay. Cabela being bothered by strangers. Having about as much fun as Irlet. Alright, supposed to be looking for a servitor to get those seals for Jai. There, the rest. Okay. Welcome relationship. Let me inform you the location of the chambers on your dynastic estate. The main throne room is up the stairs and straight ahead. The subject Achilles calendar informed me that he humbly awaits the opportunity to meet with you there. Okay, so throne room. The leadership wishes to rest after your long journey, and then your personal chambers are up the stairs and on the right. Yeah, it sounds like somebody's having problems. If you need anything, whatever your soul desires, we're right next to your chambers, eagerly awaiting your orders. Feels like you're slacking off a little bit. Expected more of a guided tour instead of just general directions. Anyone named? Not really, just some generics. Again with the familiar maintenance station. 3 levels of improvement. Haven't found any of those upgrade kits. Haven't even found the station on our ship.
Oh, what curiosity unveils itself before me!
Raise catcher boots. When they're removed through a cells occupied by an enemy, the wearer gains 15% dodge against the enemy's attacks until the wearer's next turn. Might be good for Cabela. Yeah, okay, you have the station here. Not seeing how to use upgrade. Also, we haven't really found any more equipment for our pets, aside from Glato. A little chance to open up our own containers. And we actually succeeded. Multi-melta. That is some good damage.
Oh, how intriguing.
Nice view of the city. A lot of detail. But it does not have the private bath like our ship. Oh. Okay. Mysterious Xeno artifacts. A lot of mysterious items. A zealot cloak. When the wearer hits an ally with an area attack, the wearer gains +1 stack of the zealot effect until end of combat. Zealot, the wearer deals 10% damage with their area attacks for each stack of the zealot effect. Oh. Yeah, for each ally hits. If we had a weak weapon that we could use for an area attack, that could actually be pretty strong. Interesting. Empty glass and 3 unopened bottles of wine. Strange objects. Rare books. The secret room is remarkably quiet but almost homely. Perhaps your predecessor used it when she sought complete solitude. Listening to the muted melody coming from the Vox speaker, you can easily imagine Theodore reading a book with a glass of expensive wine in hand. Yeah, there's something else we're supposed to be finding here, I think. Choose a book. Several books are stacked next to the sofa. Some pure ancient, while other books Look like they've never been opened before. Among Theodora's data that has been restored using your cogitator is the phrase Litanies of the Motive Force. It is the title of one of the books here. Alright, pick that one. As you pick up the book, a hidden button in its spine clicks under your finger. Oh, secrets and secrets. You notice a short inscription in the book. From a faithful servant of the dynasty in lasting memory. DVV. No, can't read right here. Some wine. 3 sealed bottles sit on the sturdy looking low table. They are labeled the Grandmaster Blood, Boon of Terra, and Flame of Purity. You recall the vision of the past that Endura told you about. She said Theodora's favorite wine was Flame of Purity. Okay, try that one. The wine fills a glass, glittering in the dim light of the room, like liquid gold. Its tangy flavor burns your throat, leaving behind a spicy, biting aftertaste. You hear a short, faint hum as an unseen motor stirs into motion. Okay, that sounds like that might be a problem. Change the music. The screen of the data slate before you displays the name of several Vox symphonies. You recognize the melody that's playing right now. It is the first of 36 parts of the Symphony of Honor and Duty. Okay, go to part 2. The room responds to your actions with a quiet grinding sound. A small nook reveals itself in a nearby wall. Inside, you find a data bank bearing the Von Vance's coat of arms. Oh, interesting. Okay, so all of it was a type of passcode. An engraved data drive found in the cache of Dargonus. The information it contains has been carefully encrypted. Okay, so we have to deal with this on the bridge. Okay, so we got the secrets from that. Anyone else out here? No. Let's talk to Skalnder, I guess. Actually, no, before we talk to Skalnder, let's talk to Clementia. Get that seal. That feels like that'd be less progression that way. And you succeed. As opposed to Argentia, who constantly fails. Solomorn, you actually have a proper dialogue box. Rogue Trader, the Marshal is ready to meet with you. Do you wish to commence the audience? will not be exhausting. Guess I'm ready to discuss business. I prefer to first know exactly what it is that the head of the Adeptus Arbites in the Expanse wants to see me about. Yeah, let's start with that. Solomon, I do not know the details, but I would assume the procedure the same as it was in Lady Theodora's time. A personal introduction, a reaffirming of allyship between the dynasty and the Adeptus Arbites, and a discussion of tithe-related affairs. Alright. Let's get on with it then. Oh, that's a lot of them. And you have a portrait as well. Marshal Gregorius Strax. Two markedly distinct figures approach your throne. Marching in front is a man clad in Adeptus Arbites armor. He carries his helmet in the crook of his arm, but his stern facade serves him well as any visor could. He bows to you sharply. Marshal Strax of the Adeptus Arbites. A dry shadow follows after the Marshal, an old woman familiar to you and likely to generations of clerks at the Administratum Palace. The ampleness of her robes gives an illusion the Master of Seals is hovering rather than walking. Oh, is that why you saw me at a portrait? Prefect Inscribia Bolter. Did you have a name earlier? No, we never actually did the introductions, but even then though, yeah, you didn't actually have a name. The woman bows. Rogue Trader again von Valence's I, Prefect Inscribia Bolter, greets you on behalf of the Adeptus Administratum. I will now begin the due procedure of the official address to the ruler of Dargonus as formalized by Amendment 4-N/10 to Law SK-941. May your name be wreathed in glory for centuries to come. May your fortunes ever proliferate, and may the God Emperor bestow upon you a duty worthy of his chosen. Her monotonous droning is making you weary. It seems she intends to go on for a good while longer. Okay, get comfortable and listen to the end. The prefect resumes her elaborate formula. You notice a few poorly concealed yawns and frenzied blinking among the crowd. The speech drags on for another 5 minutes. Then you pass this test of fortitude honorably. At last, the prefect's address comes to an end. Prefect, Master Seals, is that not too many titles for an official? Not if they're accurate. What are these people doing my demands? No, that's with the rude. Something about your titles. Telling us the name. I guess we'll just move on. Didn't recall seeing you at court. What are you doing in my demands? Strax, the Marshal leans forward. His voice is low, and when he speaks, it feels as though the marble tiles of the palace had begun to vibrate. The Adeptus Administratum delegation, accompanied by the Adeptus Arbites, has arrived to greet Lady Theodora's successor and to see the extension of our decades-long arrangement. Bolter, if I may continue for you. The prefect steps forward, dragging her feet slightly. As per the decree of Theodora von Valancius, ORD-037/3N, the representatives of the Adeptus Administratum and the Adeptus Arbites sanctioned to use the Palace of Justice oversee tithe collection in the Protectorate, and review any and all cases of tithe avoidance, tithe exceedance, or any other irregularities. These rights may be formalized in numerous pacts and statutes under the main decree. Considering your new position, you may have yet to acquaint yourself with all these documents. Now, considering the seriousness of the tithes, it should be a good idea to get familiar with those. You are the successor to Lady Theodora, whose alliance with our two sacred organizations forever glorified her as a rogue trader closely tied to the executors of Holy Terror as well. And we, as representatives of the Adeptus Administratum and the Adeptus Arbites, must verify that you are able to maintain this alliance that has brought much repute to your dynasty. The prefect scrutinizes you as if trying to estimate your proportions and weight. That is why we have arrived in person, as the present circumstances have provided us with a chance to see if your intentions concord with those of the late von Greenlansius. And what circumstances are those? The prefect's lips contort into a twist. Our work has been disrupted by unforeseen setbacks regarding communication and transportation. As our requisitioned assets were not adequately repaired, we have lost some of our personnel and resources as a result. The arbitrators are too short-handed to perform all the duties expected of them. Since they arrived in the Expanse, their numbers limited from the outset have only continued to dwindle. After analyzing the situation in accordance with the Amendment FS/893-24 to Decree ORD-037/3N, we have decided to notify you of a tithe violation committed by one of the worlds in the region. This regrettable lapse must be rectified as quickly as possible. Oh, is it going to be one of our worlds? The old woman shivers and rubs her augmented hands together with an unerring creak. And which world was it that has the misfortune of drawing your attention? Dargonus, right? Oh no, not Dargonus. Thrasira. A feudal world far from the main routes that was bereft of the Imperium's light, then discovered less than 2 centuries ago. It supplies agricultural resources and manpower. I don't recall coming across that world. I'll carry forth the responsibilities taken on by Lady Theodora. I offer you my help. An arbitrator will be assigned to you for increased security. Dr. Anther, front and center. The marshal's voice thunders over the arbitrator's rank, and Solomon Anther marches over to your throne, and his cyber mastiff at his heel. No need for the first one. He's been traveling with us for plenty of time, so not much worry about him being a spy. No need to be rude either. Thank you for your support. I will go to Thessera as soon as I can. Strax, the Emperor protects. The Marshal makes a sign of Aqua in the motion so sharp that you can practically hear it cutting the air. Bolter, the prefect adjusts her ocular lenses with a wary sigh. And once again, no specifics given, of course. And reports, nobody ever stops to think. She quickly catches herself and offers you a bow. Alright, so all we know is just a tithe violation, apparently. So detailed. You know, this is just oddities. Oh hey, this is Adira. Reminiscing about Theodora. Jai, oh hey, we can take care of your business. Clementia. Your leadership, apologize for the ugly scene, but might ask you rein in Mistress Haidari and put a stop to her inflammatory actions towards me. Jai, as the Exalted One is my witness shedding, I tried everything I could to spare you any unnecessary headache over the seals or the Repertum Tabula Officiale. I even showed this aid with a temper worse than a sandstorm, the certificate with your signature. But your Chancellor merely kept battering me away with her flail of baseless denials. I suspect that the reason for this has nothing to do with my humble personage. Clementia purses her lip and glowers at Jai. Jai, oh no, this isn't about me at all. Jai narrows her eyes as she peers into Clementia's face until the latter finally looks away. I see. Well, Chancellor, will you tell us yourself, or should I help you? Right then, Mr. Supersarian, what is going on? I'm afraid that my words may anger your ladyship. Clementia lowers her head in shame as if offering it up to be removed from her shoulders. The seal you're looking for was lost over a quarter of a century ago. Her ladyship Theodora von Glances ordered a new one to be delivered from the Imperium, but as you well know, we are a long way away from Holy Terra, and with warp storms ravaging the Corun's expanse, we have been unable to receive a replacement to this day. Now that's just fantastic. Winterscale's coat of arms. When did we pick that one up? This is without a doubt the administratum seal from the Winterscale's realm. But why is it the original and not a copy? I think I understand. Well, the laws of the Imperium do not prohibit heirs of other houses from using the seals in times of need. I will order to have servants of the machine cult create a duplicate so as to avoid such embarrassing predicaments in the future. Yeah, when did we pick that one up? Well, anyways. Not to have you flogged for withholding critical information. True. Then again, not like we got around to asking about it. Yeah, there were quite a few other things to deal with. Then there's something I must discuss with the Chancellor in private. Oh, by all means, Shireen, I dare not waste any more of the prestigious balm that is your... More of the precious balm that is your time on the matters related to me. I may excuse myself. Okay, it looks like Ujai stuff is done. Probably just have to return to the Administratum. Get that last... Yeah, and talk to the... talk to the prefect about getting it all signed and official. So then, what are your responsibilities as Chancellor? Oh. Okay, no, that's just Jai leaving. Now then, Clementia. Put it simply, I am your trade representative. Any and all decrees, deals, official communications, and meetings are first reviewed by me and then forwarded to you, and from you down the hierarchy. My purview also includes overseeing your ladyship's property, palace, the estates, the many gardens, and the other dimensions on Dargonus that you have inherited from Lady Theodora. And whenever you are present on Dargonus, consider me your personal secretary. Fantastic. Okay, don't know why the governor is being brought up at the moment. What can you tell me about Dargonus? All deals and important decisions are made here in this capital. Many years ago, an ancestor of Lady Theodora signed an agreement with the Adeptus Administratum, which allowed for efficient management of the world and the neighboring systems. In accordance with the decree, a share of the planet's population was assigned to the Administratum and converted into servitor scribes, who now toil across the entire world. Dargonus is also the seat of several noble families who run all the major planets in the Protectorate. If I may express my not-so-humble opinion, they care very little about who exactly stands out at the helm. Those piranhas think about their own profit just as much as they do about the prosperity of the Protectorate itself, if not more. And lastly, Dargonus has its own fleet, a luxury unavailable to the vast majority of other worlds in your realm. In addition to warships, the Protectorate also employs privateer ships which are used to transport cargo between worlds. Okay, quite extensive. Does the capital stay in contact with the other worlds in the Protectorate? Unfortunately, not at this time. The ladyship, after the few representatives of the Astra Telepathica on Dargonus went into a frenzy, some of the suckers were tragically pacified by the respective authorities. Since then, communication with the neighboring systems has been unreliable at best. Thanks be to the Master of Mankind that you managed to find your way to the capital. Yeah, I think that was all part of Kunrad's doing with what happened on Yava Gamma. Yeah, so quite succeeded in separating all the planets. Now then, about the nobles. If they're so volatile, well, keep them. Over the many centuries, intricate hierarchy has formed within the ruling elite of Dargonus. The great houses do more than plunder your treasury. It is replenished to a large degree thanks to their administrative works and their lands. Naturally, you can get rid of anyone who you consider a surplus to requirements. But right now, it could threaten the fragile stability that is currently holding the Protectorate together. Right, so they suck, but they're necessary for now. Now, there any other issues at the moment? Apart from the disrupted communications, Dargonus was recently raided by enemies of humanity. However, the fleet under the command of Captain Marthius Wersarian triumphed over the cursed Xenos. If you ask my opinion on this matter, we have the situation completely under control. You catch her avoiding your gaze for a moment. For the first time, it's obvious that Clemente is looking out for her house's good name. But despite the confidence in her tone, you can tell that she does not entirely believe in her own words. Okay, so there may be something more to those Xenos attacks, but we can't press her about it. Now then, back to the governor. Urban Drivestem is a well-respected man, and not just on Dargonus, but throughout the Protectorate. For many centuries, his house has supported the capital's administration and the logistics between the one land system. The Drivestem's efforts secured years of order and prosperity for Dargonus. What's more, Lady Theodora has personally insisted that Lord Urban specifically be made the next governor. Really now? Yeah, what made her so confident in him? The way you speak of Drivestem, I hear a hint of either contempt or resentment. No, I don't believe I feel either, your ladyship. Clementia's steely eyes stare into the distance. her jaw clenching visibly. She speaks in a polite but clipped manner, clearly flustered by your insight. We have different views on how to run a world. We sometimes have discussions over the laws that are enacted, but we both work for the good of the Ramblins Protectorate. That much can be said without a doubt. Okay, slightly dodged the issue there. Now then about Achilles. Or Achilles. So no issues with him at all. Secretary Scalander is an outstanding individual and a loyal servant of the Von Valence dynasty. In Lady Theodora's absence, we collaborated on a number of issues related to the well-being of your domain. And he has proven himself quite capable, and I don't know why, but even the governor trembles before Achilles, which is unusual for a man of his, shall we say, standing. Last word brings a slight smile to her lips. Okay, so far no problems with that. Let's take my leave. Governor can wait a little bit longer. Sure. Stirring ladyship, however, her thin lips twist slightly. I do not concern myself with the governor's feelings, but I must warn you, your actions or inaction may be interpreted in a certain way. Now if your ladyship will excuse me. So, any other business to take care of? Curiosity merchant, it's interesting. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Lucarius Carmelin, collector of curiosities. Perhaps your ladyship will find something useful among my offerings. Okay, what do you have? Equipment for noble cyber assistance, of course. The demand is modest, as few of the Imperium can afford such a luxury, but I'm glad to have found my calling. Oh. Judging by his expensive attire and ostentatious cosmetics, Lucarius' wealth is unlikely to stem directly from his curiosity business. He came here following his heart, it seems, and not his greed. Okay, what do you have? Oh, this is a bit different. Nothing for reputation. It's all 0 tier. Oh hey, the maintenance upgrade kit. And I actually have another profit factor. So we get that one. Cyber Eagles. The Mastiff. Even though we have something better, may as well grab it anyways. Inanimate shield. +3 deflection whenever it signals and effects. Oh, interesting. Counts as partial cover for allies. Interesting death grip. Whenever the cyber master falls unconscious, it gains a stacking plus 100% bonus to damage dealt until the end of combat. Okay. So an interesting way to play that one with the Cyber Mastiff. Constantly sacrificing it just to revive it for extra bonus damage. See if it was Cyber Raven. Oh, for Iconoclast, they can use relocate twice per turn. The Cyber Raven is adjacent to 2 or more creatures after relocate is used. Sacrifice relayed through this Cyber Raven are calculated as if Cyber Raven were increased by +1 until the end of the researcher's turn. Yeah, it just says creatures, doesn't specify friends or enemies. Yeah, so if we had the talent that lowered the cost of the first use to 0, could use it 1. I could use 1 movement, and then when boosting everyone to be cast at a higher rating. Yeah, so interesting for that. The Cyber Eagle. When Eagle starts soaring, adjacent enemies must pass a willpower resistance test with a 20 bonus or suffer a stack of perplexed. It also deals 100% more damage. Well, 100% more damage to perplexed targets. The Cyber Raven upgrade, or not upgrade, but gear. But more for a heretical player. Sets ability degradation by 5. While ability degradation is 10 or more, Cyber Raven suffers no damage, really, and any related second powers deal an additional 16 warp damage to enemies affected. Okay, yeah, this could be really good for, yeah, heretical players. Or for those with heavy sacker usage. This for this eagle is while soaring, 10% critical hit chance for range attacks, 152% more damage. Okay. Critical damage to obstructed enemies increased by 10%. Additionally, obstructed enemies will deal less damage. Could be good. And then the Servo Skull one, or dogmatic. Once Servo Skull swarms, extrapolates 5 abilities in total. It mainly deals 15 shock damage with 24% armor penetration to each enemy in a 4-cell radius. Then the ability counter resets. Okay. Yeah, it seems like the same as the Cyber Raven's shock ability though. Maybe a little bit stronger. Then where the ability is extrapolated through the Servo Skull swarm affects other creatures. Servo Skull swarm gains stacking 5 bonus to intelligence and fellowship until the end of the Overseer's next turn. Not that interesting. Okay, we'll plot that out. Abelard, there you are. And nothing with you. Abelard keeping himself busy working. Let's visit that station and see if we can actually interact with it now. There it goes. Okay, so we use 2 upgrades, and what does that give us? Okay, but it's just a visual upgrade. Yeah, it doesn't say what upgrades do. Maybe it's just a visual. Oh yeah, about the Cyber Raven upgrades. The Cyber Raven gear. See, what do you have right now? Just a bonus to willpower and maximum wounds. And whenever one of these psychic powers gains 0 temporary wounds. Why is it 0? Oh, the willpower bonus times Overseer's heretical rank. Really, heretical rank? Yeah, I might just go with this one. Less willpower. But yeah, we got that whole thing with the relocate. Oh, no damage from area attacks. Yeah, give you the ability to be used as partial cover. And then Jai. Have yours be immune to AoEs. And then for Dira's Eagle, you have the 150% damage bonus. Probably give you Wing Delusion to give you the bonus to perplex targets. Okay, the Overseer's Arcana class rank, which Dira definitely is not. He has only a bonus to critical damage as well. And the critical chance only applies to the Overseer. Mundus Valancius. Leads to the voidship that way. High notes is over there. Anyways. And was gonna take care of shy stuff, but no, considering the time, yeah, I wasn't paying attention to it. Let's go ahead and end it here for today. Got closer. Yeah, end it here for today, and pick this up next week. Yeah, next week. Probably. Yeah. Anyways. So yeah, pick this up next week, and then tomorrow continue on with something else. So yeah, good progress, sorta, today. I actually managed to reach Dargonus and get into slightly some progression with the main quest, though we did spend most of our time dealing with our companion side quests. But at least we got those out of the way. And got to experience the wonderful world of Bureaucracy. So yeah, as I was saying, we'll continue this next week on Sunday. Tomorrow we'll be back with Abiotic Factor, continuing our run through the facility, trying not to die from all the horrible things running through the lab. Yeah, currently going into the antiverse. Yeah, another trip to there. Surviving all that radiation. So yeah, that's for tomorrow and the day after. Then Friday we'll be starting Silk Song, switching up our schedule a bit. Yeah, and then I'll be going Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday back to Rogue Trader. So yeah, hopefully everything works out with Silk Song, and then we can go with our new schedule for the time being while that is going on. So, with nothing else, thank you all for watching. Be sure to follow or subscribe to the channel depending on where you prefer watching, whether it be on Twitch or on YouTube for notifications when we are online. Otherwise, you'll use my social media for updates and notifications. Twitter is at Imri_EE, I am RE_EE, and Blue Sky at Imri-EE. More or less the same thing, just a difference between dash or underscore, depending on where you prefer to go. Otherwise, if you don't use social media, I do try to stream every day at about the same time between 12:30 a.m. to 5 a.m. US Central, usually give or take 30 minutes. And regardless of those odd start and end times, towards the middle is a bit more reliable when I'm here. And as I said, I do try to stream every day. So, that being said, once again, thank you all again for watching. Thank you to those who happened to stop by the stream live, as well as a thank you to those who made up watching the VOD. Hope you're all reasonably entertained and that you have a good day or night, whichever you happen to be, and that you stop by again next time. With that, thank you and goodbye.